Brandon. As a resident-led organization, I think it's only fitting for us to begin with a question that's come from a resident. How are you going to ensure that residents and community organizations like the Jackson CDC are guaranteed a seat at the table in the decision-making affecting this district that you represent and that we all reside in? You have 1 minute.
Thank you very much. Well, one thing I plan on doing once I'm elected to City Council is always be involved in the community, no matter what it is. So whether it's cleaning up the streets, organizing community cleanups, feeding the homeless, community programs, I'll be there. I'll also be conducting town hall meetings every quarter. So every 3 months, you can expect to have a town hall meeting with yours truly, where I would like to hear your voice and you're able to express your concerns. But on the city council dais, I will be one of the few city council members that will actually be listening to you. And instead of dismissing your concerns, and of course, I'll be applying everything that you say to how I conduct myself as a city council member. I also will be turning to organizations for their input and their support to find out how we can better lead the community. Thank you.
Next question, we'll start with Nickolas. Land use is a significant topic in Fresno, and so there is much debate about the southeast development area known as SEDA. You have 2 minutes to share your position on SEDA.
Well, I think the plan that has been introduced is over ambitious. I don't think it takes billions of dollars to build affordable housing. Of course, once it's built, it's not going to be affordable if that's the price tag going in. My plan is actually to provide 3D printed homes. We can bring a 3D printing manufacturing facility to Fresno. What I would like is Southeast Fresno to be home for that facility, but that would provide 3D homes to those that would like to buy them for a lesser cost. 3D homes can be built in a matter of days or weeks, and instead of months or years that we're having to wait for those affordable homes, you'll have them easily available to you. Also, the plan as it stands, the city has protested against it. Our mayor has even made threats against members of the school board if they didn't vote for it. So that itself is a red flag. So as this current plan stands, I'm against it, and I will be turning to you, the members of the community, to find out how you feel about any future affordable housing project, and of course include you in that decision-making process. Thank you.
Jose. All right, you might know that I'm not going to let you off all quite so easy on SEDA, so I have a couple of follow-up questions, and Jose will answer this one first. Why do you think existing neighborhoods have been overlooked in favor of expansion, and what will you do differently? And if we stopped expanding outward, where specifically would you invest in infill housing? I'll repeat that, there's a lot there. Why do you think existing neighborhoods have been overlooked in favor of expansion, and what will you do differently? And if we stopped expanding outward, where specifically would you invest in infill housing? Nickolas.
All right. Well, I'm the only true outsider here on this panel. My other two opponents, they're board members, so they have vested interests. I do not have any special interest in this project at all. So again, as I said, I'm the true outsider. So I'm not going to be in the pocket of any of these developers that are pushing for this development project to start. And I will definitely be working as your opposition against any control or takeover by these corporations or businesses that do not have your interests at heart. As far as where more housing should be built, that is why I will be coming to you, members of the community, to get your feedback And that's why I said I will be conducting those town hall meetings every 3 months. So I can hear from you and get your suggestions, and that's what I'll be keeping in mind when making my decisions.
Thank you. One more question connected to SEDA, and this one will start with Brandon. The Fresno Unified School Board and the Fresno Teachers Association are grappling with information regarding growth out from the city center, and this is threatening school closures. Jackson Elementary School is the center hub of this neighborhood and is one of the smallest elementary schools in Fresno Unified. 1 minute, how do you think Fresno Unified leaders should respond to SEDA?
Well, as I said before, the mayor has played a great role in trying to heavily influence the direction for Fresno Unified board members. When it was first presented, they were in opposition against it. He threatened them pretty much and let them know that if they're not in support of it, then he's going to start criticizing Fresno Unified and start working against them. So I definitely think there should be some independence with Fresno Unified, as well as more accountability. It's been discovered recently that Fresno Unified was scammed out of $2 million. Where did that money go? Who did that money go to? We don't know. And that's where I will be drawing the line. That's why I propose to put all public finances on the blockchain. It's an electronic record keeping system that's permanent. So once those numbers and information are entered into the blockchain, it cannot be changed. That way we can find out where the money is going and where these scandals are happening and stop it before it happens.
How we get around in this city matters. Measure C is the Fresno County Transportation Sales Tax and is set to expire in 2027 and will be on the November ballot for voters to decide if it will continue. What would it look like for a resident in Jackson to tangibly feel the benefits of Measure C within 2 years? And what is one concrete change you would make to improve transit access for residents without cars? I'll repeat that, and Nickolas, you'll be up first. You'll have 2 minutes to respond to this. So Measure C is the transportation tax. The question is, what would it look like for a resident in Jackson to tangibly feel the benefits of Measure C within 2 years? And what is one concrete change you would make to improve transit access for residents without cars?
Well, I don't support any tax increase whatsoever. Right now, I feel like the working class people of Fresno could use a bit of relief, and we need to show and prove where these taxes have been going and what's, get some results from what we've been paying into the system. We have not, so we should definitely be against any tax increase, and that's exactly what I'll be doing once I'm on city council. Also, we'll be proposing new solutions, ones that don't involve taxpayers' money. I think we can improve the amount of bus lines that we have in Fresno. If you go to Southern California, Fresno is the 5th largest city, but if you go to LA or any of these other larger cities, they have 4, 5, 6 bus lines. They have trolleys. They have public scooters. They have Waymo cars. These are some of the other modes of public transportation that I plan on bringing to Fresno, and we can do it all without taxpayers' money. We can incentivize these private companies to invest into Fresno, then we will have more public transportation made available to the public without taxpayers having to foot the bill. So that's the position that I'll be taking moving forward once I'm elected to city council.
Thank you. Homelessness is a much discussed topic in our city. How do you think Fresno needs to address our homelessness situation? And please include in your response, how will your plan impact neighborhoods like Jackson that already feel the pressure of encampments? And how will you protect both vulnerable residents and the stability of existing neighborhoods? 2 minutes.
Well, in speaking to the homeless, as I have numerous amount of times, they want to be taken off the street and put into homes. And so my plan is to build those 3D homes, as I said before, which would not only be available to those seeking to buy a home for an affordable cost, but the city could invest in it like Rancho Mirage has in providing those 3D homes to the homeless. That's my proposal, and in building that 3D manufacturing facility, we'll be able to provide new job skills to those who need it, a new technological skill with a great paying job. So not only will they be employed, but they'll be employed building homes for themselves and for others. It's extremely inhumane to be criminalizing someone for being homeless, so that approach of one size fits all needs to be put away and done and dealt with. We need to deal with it in a different way. There are people that are dealing with mental health problems, drug abuse, so we need to provide more services to those individuals. But not every person that's homeless is dealing with a mental health issue or a drug issue. A lot of them have just been dealt a bad hand. They missed a paycheck that caused them to get evicted from their home. Next thing you know, they're on the street, or they're living in a hotel or on a friend's couch. So those people need to be taken into account, as well as those people that are out on the streets with small children. I've ran into numerous amount of families that are living homeless. And by doing so, we would allow our police officers to focus on violent criminals, since that's mainly the threat to everyone's safety, no matter if you're unhoused or not. But another resource that needs to be provided to our homeless community are homeless shelters, which District 5 is in desperate need of, since there aren't any. So I'll be focusing on bringing that to our community as well.
Thank you. The next question, we'll start with Brandon. Some say that one's budget is actually a moral document that reflects one's values and priorities. What is your approach to how a city budget should be created? And if we mapped the current city budget geographically, would Southeast Fresno be receiving its fair share? Why or why not? 1 minute.
Well, I think the first thing about how to approach our budgetary issues is first bring more accountability to where our money is actually going. The city of Fresno recently, it's been discovered that our city council has been doling out $100,000 contracts to specific developers, people of interest, without any oversight. So again, if we put public finances on the blockchain, this would allow you, we the people, to be able to go on the city website, see our public finances. You'll be able to know where that money is going, what's it going to be used for, and who signed off on it. And again, by putting it on the blockchain, that information will not be able to be manipulated in any way, shape, or form. Once it's in the system, and it cannot be changed. It'll be permanent. So if those numbers are wrong or they're fishy, they raise a red flag, then we the people will know about it.
Thank you. Next question, we'll start with Nickolas. Reflecting our city's safety, what do you think are the root causes of crime in Fresno, and how do you propose addressing them? 1 minute, because you know how hard can it be, right? 1 minute.
Well, I definitely think a lot of the crime that has happened in the city has to do with lack of opportunity, especially with our youth. The stabbings that's been going on has been majority teenagers involved in those incidents. So we need more after-school programs. We need more community programs. We need more involvement with law enforcement to get involved with the community and provide them with different ways to protect themselves other than violently. We need to provide more mediation opportunities to our youth as well. But ultimately, again, if we free up law enforcement's hands to just focus on violent criminals instead of people that are law-abiding citizens and not breaking the law, then that will give them the opportunity to be more involved, to do more patrols, and also provide more safety, like with neighborhood watch programs.
Thank you. What percentage of the safety budget should go towards prevention versus enforcement? What percentage of the safety budget should go towards prevention versus enforcement? 1 minute.
I remember as a kid growing up, there would be a police officer that would come to the school and it would talk to the class about drug use, about violent crimes, and I don't know if that's still happening in classrooms, but it certainly should start. So I would promote that. Would sit down with our law enforcement and discuss with them what percentage they feel they need in a budgetary increase to help them not only provide more preventionary methods to the community, but to also to enforce those laws to prevent violent criminals from harming anyone. I also think there should be an investment into junior policing. If we taught our younger people about how to protect their community the right way, then maybe that will lead them on the path to becoming a law enforcement official. So if we made the investment towards helping our community grow and protect themselves, then I feel like that would be a better approach than what we've currently been doing.
All right, this next question, we'll start with Brandon. Let's talk about the local economy and opportunity. In the Jackson neighborhood, we are fostering an entrepreneurial culture. We teach an entrepreneurial class to our 6th graders, and we have neighborhood markets to elevate opportunities. But there are many barriers for local residents to start businesses in Fresno. How will you support small, neighborhood-based economic activities, home businesses, trades, landscapers, handymen, food trucks, etc.? Nickolas?
I agree. It definitely starts with communication, which is why I'll be opening my door as a city council member. I will be available by phone. I will be available by email. I'll be available in person. So I'll be involved in the community with these entrepreneurial programs, as well as moving forward to help those businesses that are here or would like to come to Fresno, make it more enticing for them, reduce the fees to start a business. Maybe if the city provide 1 year free for a business license, then that would give more businesses an opportunity to flourish and be able to reinvest whatever money that they earn back into the community. So I think those are different ways that we can incentivize business development and growth in the community and put that money into our children. Give them money for a lemonade stand or promote for them to go around providing lawn care services. That's something that I used to do as a child to earn money. But if we promote more of our youth to be involved and to be young entrepreneurs, then we'll see more growth and development in that area.
Thank you. All right. Let's shift now, Nickolas, you'll be answering this question first. Let's shift now to talk about immigration and community stability. Federal immigration policies have affected the trust between local government and our residents in Southeast Fresno. How will you ensure that all residents, regardless of status, feel safe to access our city services? 1 minute.
Absolutely. Well, one of the first things I plan on doing once I'm elected to the city council is proposing that Fresno be declared a constitutional sanctuary. This is different than a sanctuary city. This is different than a Second Amendment sanctuary. This is a complete constitutional sanctuary. So that means your right to bear arms will be protected. Your right to freedom of speech will be protected. Your right to be here as an American, whether you're a citizen or not, will be protected. No state, no federal government will be able to dictate what happens in Fresno and how city officials move forward with that. We won't be using any public funds towards any effort, and we definitely won't be using any city resources towards that either. As a sworn member of City Council, you have an oath to uphold the United States Constitution. So I'll be taking that to heart by implementing that, again, declaration of a constitutional sanctuary here in Fresno.
Thank you. What systems of ethics guide your policies or actions? 1 minute. What systems of ethics guide your policies or actions? Nickolas.
Well, our Creator has instilled in each and every one of us a moral meter. We know the difference between right and wrong. So as a city council member, I'll be acting on that first and foremost, and to help narrow that moral meter even more so is my ideal of libertarianism. Like I said, I ran for governor 3 times. I was the nominated libertarian candidate for governor in 2018. And that's because I do stand on those libertarian principles of the golden rule of life, which is treating others the same way you want to be treated, respecting people's private property. And those are the moral principles that I'll be enacting on once I'm in city council. And I'll be turning to you, the people of the community, for your feedback, for your support, to know that I have you behind me every step of the way. And if I don't, then I won't be supportive of any measure, project, or anything else.
Thank you. All right, next question, Brandon, you'll answer first. Because you 3 are all more than just campaign candidates, and because we actually as a neighborhood support a healthy work-life balance, what do you enjoy doing when you are not campaigning? 1 minute.
Well, I still have a responsibility as a council member. And so, like for example, today I was at the mayor's state of the city. Tomorrow I will be in council chambers for a council meeting. It's a full-time job, and I will, use my time to address the needs of the constituents first and foremost, and then the campaign is on the side. What else do I do? Again, I have a 14-year-old. I'm a dad first and foremost, and I'm a husband, very close. And third, a council member, and fourth, running for this campaign. Family has been near and dear to my heart. My parents instilled upon us, family is utmost. Respect your family, respect your teacher, and respect police officers as much as you can. But the times that I do have free, I would try to have a date with my wife. And Sunday is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to every one of you. And I hope my wife and I will find an hour or 2 in between to celebrate her as a mother.
Thank you. Nickolas.
Well, I love to have fun. And so I definitely will be hosting more community events, more cultural events, and I'll be involved with them as well as, like I said, organizing them. But I myself am a family man. I have a 6-year-old son that I'm raising to be a strong man. I'm also dating this lovely lady who I've been with for the past 2 years. So I'm very involved with my family, and we actually are involved in the community as well. We go out and do community cleanups. We go out and feed the homeless. I have videos of this available on my social media if anyone wants to dig into that. But like I said, I'll be in those community events like Art Hop, where I'll be tomorrow, events at the fairgrounds, which is part of the district as well. So you can expect more activities being made readily available to you by me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, our final question. Nickolas, you'll start this one off. Predictably, To wrap up the evening, you each have 1 minute to share your closing remarks. Go ahead, Nickolas.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for coming here tonight and participating in this. It's difficult to encourage people of the community to do more research, do their due diligence, and scrutinize their candidates before they get elected. As you've heard here tonight, I'm the only candidate that has proposed new, innovational, original ideas. I'm not status quo. I won't be business as usual in office. And once I do get elected, I'll be your political insider. So if there's any scandals, if there's any corruption, if there's any closed door meetings that are happening, a judge just said that Fresno City Council was guilty of having closed door meetings and violating the Brown Act back in 2023. They won't be penalized for it, but I definitely think, again, our city council shouldn't be having backdoor meetings, and I'll be making any and all of that information available to you, we the people.
To our candidates, thank you for taking the time to be here this evening and to share with us. And thank you for allowing us
To dive deeper into your values and convictions in order to help us all make a more informed vote. And thank you for being respectful to each other and to this community here. We don't always see that in politics, so thank you for leading well that way. To our neighbors, I want to encourage you to vote on June 2nd in person, or to turn in your ballots by June 2nd. Or if you're mailing them, do not wait till June 2nd. There is no guarantee that if you take it to the post office, it will get postmarked with that date. They are underserved in terms of the number of people they have working there, so you should at least take it in a day early from there. I also encourage you to do some research on the candidate who is not able to join us this evening. And if you are not registered to vote, but you are a United States citizen, please see Sarah in the back. We have information on how to get you registered. I want to remind you, your vote matters. Thank you so much, and good night.